Hey everybody, welcome to Technology in Purgatory. This isn't what the original first video on the channel was going to be. The first video is going to be me building a PC for my friend who hasn't had a PC ever and has helped me out recently, so I thought I'd build him one out of parts I have lying around as a sort of starter PC. Nothing amazing, like a 4th gen i5, maybe 16 gigs of RAM, maybe more. I've got some DDR3 lying around, and using some graphics card I have lying around. But the other plan I had, I was going to be doing some exploration into old BBC Micro games. And as you can see behind me, there's the PC that my neighbour's going to have. And sat on top of it is my BBC Micro. And sat on top of that is its PSU. This video is me taking the PSU out of said BBC Micro because it went pop. Yep, that's right, the reefer capacitor's blue. So I'll be taking that out and replacing it with a USB-C power supply. Yay for modern tech in old stuff. I am going to be keeping the old power supply and recapping it, but for now the USB-C one will do. So until then, let's go over to the bench where you'll see me removing it and then fitting the new one, and then we'll have a little conclusion at the end. So for now, ta-ta. Now that we have the computer on the bench, let's bring a bit of extra light over. There we go. It's not brilliant. Oh, it's not the camera. That's a good start. There we go. Bring a bit more light over. There we go. A bit obscured by the camera itself, but it's fine. It's mainly for you, not for me. Right, we'll take the cover off. I've never done the screws up on this because I've got other upgrades I plan on making. The screws for the case are actually attached to that. Now we need to obviously remove the motherboard connections for the power. And then finally the 5V, that's all of them. Get it untangled from there. Put the keyboard back in place. What I should have done first actually was unscrew the power supply. But we'll do that now. So I've put the case back on so everything doesn't just fall out when I turn it upside down. You may notice I don't have the original screws for the, can't find the right, there it is. I don't have the original screws for the power supply in there because ratcheting screwdriver's good when you got it right around, because I lost them. Well, it only had 2 of the 3 anyway, and when I was initially taking this apart for its cleaning, do I know what happened to them? No, I do not. They vanished. But luckily, standard PC case screws and PSU screws fit perfectly. So I will keep these with the power supply. I'm going to use a little spudger here to get. Oh, we'll just turn it upside down. Easier, won't it? Make sure they're all undone properly first before I just assume that that's ready. Yeah, that's loose. It's funny because I'm pretty sure these screw bits were magnetic, but maybe not. There we go. Take the screws out. Keep them safe. I'll tape them to the power supply when we take it out. Now, removing the power supply is dead easy. You just pull it out. Nuts and screws are out. Thread the plug through like so, and that's one power supply out. Can we see the blown capacitors on there? Certainly smell them. Ah yeah, it's under there. Okay. Yes, it went pop. Now it smells burnt. But that's okay. Like I said, we will be putting a USB one in there for now. I'm also going to recap the original power supply. to it every time. So much lighter without the power supply in there. Yes, as you can see, here is a BBC power supply. Who is it manufactured by? BSR. Trying to, yeah, it's down in there. I can see it. I don't know if it shows on the camera. Right. No, it doesn't. Yeah, it's right there. See, it's under the blue wire there. It's blown. So yes, as I said, I'll be keeping the screws and putting them with the power supply. So the magic of blue tape. Just wrap them there and then stick it on there. And that's this part of the video. We'll return once I've received the USB power supply and we'll put it back on. Hey everybody. So, this is a couple of days later and the parts have arrived for the USB-C power supply for the BBC. So now we're going to go over to the bench over there and put it in the BBC. Simple as that. So I'm going to switch the camera around and we'll see how we go. Okay, I did record a full video of me fitting the USB-C power supply, but for some reason it had no audio and I didn't want to go through the faff of just trying to do a voiceover on an existing video. So instead I'm just going to do a new segment showing you it fitted and showing you where it connects. I figured that'd be almost as good. Probably better actually, because there's less faffing around as there was on the fitting video. So anyway, with the case off, my BBC may look a little bit different from some because I've got a different connector for my keyboard using a floppy cable, and those are the screws for the actual BBC Micro's case. But anyway, USB-C power supply plugs in here. It has 6 terminals along this side and one separate one here. The one separate one, which is using the blue wire, and I'm actually going to move that a bit because I don't like the fact that it's underneath a wire. So we're just going to move that while we're here. See, still get a bit of faffing around. Anyway, that's the negative 5 volts, and that plugs into here on the motherboard. Not that you can see very well, but that's where it goes. The top 4 terminals are the ground or earth. The bottom 3 terminals are the positive 5 volts, and they all go to various points of the motherboard like so. Luckily, the website that supplies the USB-C power supply does have instructions how to fit to a BBC B and a BBC Master and the locations of the wires in case you forgot where they went. Or in my case, I'd taken a photo of it on my phone, and at the time I was using my phone as the overhead camera for filming, so I couldn't really check my phone, so I had to get my laptop out and check. But yeah, once it's all connected, it's just a case of closing the case back up again. I really need to tidy these cables up a bit, but I haven't done it yet. Actually, before we put the case on, I'll just show you it plugged in. If this USB cable will reach, it will just about. And you'll see the power light come on the thing. You won't hear a beep on my one because I don't have the audio cable connected. I might better, no, because I'd have to move the keyboard and I'm not doing that right now. As you see, the power light came on. Now you will need a beefy USB-C power supply. My generic bench ones didn't work because they're basically just for charging stuff. But my Samsung Galaxy's charger and cable and my Google Chromecast charger and cable do work perfectly fine. Right, so let me put this back together and then we'll hopefully caught up on anything. No, it's fine. Yeah, and then we'll show you it working on the actual screen. So it's a little bit later, not for any reason, anything other than I just was doing other stuff. Same day, bit later on in it. Anyway, the BBC is connected to the capture device. It's all ready to go. So let us switch it on. Now I'll switch to, I think this is the right one. Yes. Looks a bit stretched on the screen. I'm actually using a 4x3 aspect monitor, but the capture card stretches it out a bit. And for some reason on the capture card, occasionally get this little bit of flicker. Don't know. It's probably something to do with the BBC settings. I'll figure it out at some point. It might be on to do with the GBSC that I'm using for converting the SCART to VGA. I don't know. But anyway, let's load up a game of some kind. I don't know what. Actually, I wonder. Oh, actually. I actually think the power supply I'm using may not quite be man enough, because it is flickering on this screen as well a little bit. Hence why I said in the previous section of the video, you need to make sure you've got a beefy USB-C power supply. So I'll probably see if I can pick up a beefier one for this. But for now, this will do. Alright, let's try Gauntlet, because I don't think I've ever played the BBC version of Gauntlet. Oh, you can play joystick. It supports joystick. What's a just display? Oh, I see. Depending on your monitor. Okay, that's fine. Right, it says sound on, which reminds me I need to turn the sound down on the display. Otherwise you'll have it in stereo when we play it. Right, space. Is my joystick plugged in? I'm pretty sure I selected joystick. But apparently Gauntlet, that one, isn't the arcade game. So I guess it wasn't released on the BBC Micro. But anyway, you can see that it's working, it's got power, and yeah, that's pretty much the aim of the video. So till the next one, farewell.